All right. Um, you know, when it comes to Joshua Sam Sanchez, I think everyone pretty much knows he was a very unique individual. I probably would say that I shared a lot of time with him while I was in Hollywood. He seemed to be one of the only people I knew that was actually really creative on a day in, day out basis. And which was to me kind of a kindred spirit. We've shared a lot of times together, and even under the circumstances, I can't do anything but laugh because he even wrote it out in his own Shakespearean way to the reason why we all know what happened. I mean, he laid it all out for us. And I feel that's the one thing about Josh that made him amazing. Everything was somewhat a play, theater, and I enjoyed that, and I think we all enjoyed that because we were all characters in his play. And speaking of that, I told a few people that I would share the moment that we met Bill Murray at 504 while he was working. As you all know, he was a bartender at 504, a Louisiana type of bar on Hollywood Boulevard. That was pretty much smack in the middle between where he lived and I lived. And yeah, he had me come over, and we would usually sit there and draw and shoot the shit and drink this midnight moonshine crap that became legal in California. It wasn't like real moonshine like my friend Lumpy, who's like friends with Popcorn, has made me, but it's good enough. And we were drinking, and these are the days where him and I were both pretty much Jameson and tequila, no problem. And we were the only ones there. It was a Wednesday or a Thursday, and all of a sudden, Bill Murray comes walking in with some model-looking blonde girl, and sits down next to me, and looks at Sam, and he's like, "Do you guys drink?" And we laughed, and we're like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Let me buy you guys a shot and a drink, and let's shoot the shit. I got some time." And we did. And he looked down at the side of my belt loop and asked if I was a janitor or a drummer. And at first I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Well, you have all these keys on the side of your belt loop." And he's like, "You look like a janitor, but you have a drum key." So I was like, "You might be a drummer too." And I'm like, "No, the drum key's from a friend of mine who is a drummer." And most of these keys were actually to people's houses from New York, San Francisco, and also like different tattoo shops and gallery stuff. And he said, "Well, seems like a lot of people trust you and you're on the right path." And I'm like, "I believe so." I'm like, "Obviously, it's 3 o'clock on a Wednesday." And he's like, "Well, seems like everybody here is doing something successful," as he was making a comment at what I was drawing. And then he gave Sam and I some advice. And he looked at both of them. He's like, "I'll let you know when you guys are going to be successful, you won't have to carry around keys," because Sam had quite a few keys as well. And we were like looking at him. I'm like, "What? Like being homeless?" And Sam's like, "I've already been that." And I laughed too because I've definitely been in transition, so to speak, a few times in my life. And we laughed. And he's like, "No, but when you figure it out, you'll understand." And I will say, I'm kind of at that point. I have two keys now. And what he meant was when you become successful, you no longer have to carry a key because the doors are always being opened for you by someone else. You're being driven everywhere by someone, and you are literally being welcomed into everybody's house. And I think that was one of the coolest compliments that I ever got from someone that I didn't really necessarily know, who dropped some awesome wisdom. And he took the shot with Sam and I, and him and the lady bounced, and I guess it was during the time period he was filming all the charity stuff that he was doing, because he said, yeah, I got to get back to working on things that just like this most people will never believe, or something like that. I don't know. I never really watched the show. As most people know, I don't watch a lot of reality or stuff like that. But anyways, that was a time with Sam and I, aka Josh. Or is it Josh, aka Sam? Let's face it, we all need two different characters. And I think that's the best thing about it, is he's left a mark on everybody in some shape or form. And if anyone lived a wonderful life, he did. Because without a doubt, him and I had very, very deep conversations multiple times, multiple places in Hollywood, whether it was watering holes or our places or places in between, laughing about how many times we've dodged bullets, knives, and situations where, you know, we shouldn't have even been together to laugh about it then. And that was decades ago. So I hope everybody finds this comforting, because we all know that he will be missed, and he is truly an amazing individual, and he will always be with us, because I do believe in that. And I think most of us are kind of on those pathways of understanding energy. So everybody else have a positive day, evening, and or morning whenever you see this or hear this about Sam, Josh, Sanchez, switch, reverse, in comes the devil, the man with no name, old Mr. Graybeard.